Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people seem to glide through life, focused, energized, and always ahead, while you're stuck in the same loop, tired before the day even starts? Maybe you've tried every productivity hack, every miracle morning routine, but nothing sticks. You scroll through social media, watching others achieve more, and deep down you wonder, what am I missing? Why does it feel like I'm always 2 steps behind? Here's the truth nobody talks about. The world's most disciplined, high-performing people aren't relying on willpower or superhuman genetics. In fact, in Japan, ordinary people quietly use a set of tiny, almost invisible habits that create massive results without burning out or sacrificing their happiness. These aren't the habits you've seen on every self-help channel. They're the secret code behind Japan's legendary focus, energy, and discipline. But what if the difference between average and extraordinary was just a few tiny habits you've never heard of? If you're watching this, chances are you know exactly what it feels like to wake up already exhausted, your mind foggy before you even start your day. You sit down to study or work, but your focus slips away after just a few minutes. The to-do list grows longer, and no matter how hard you try, it feels like you're running in place, never quite catching up. Maybe you see friends or classmates moving ahead, landing opportunities, or just seeming more put together, and you wonder if you're destined to always be behind. It's not that you're lazy or unmotivated. You've tried to push yourself, to force discipline, to copy what successful people do. But the harder you try, the more drained you feel. The fear of being average, of never reaching your potential, starts to creep in. You're not alone in this. Millions of people, students, young professionals, even high achievers, are quietly struggling with the same frustration, the same invisible wall. But in Japan, ordinary people seem to unlock extraordinary discipline and results. What's their secret? Here's where things get interesting. While most of us chase big, dramatic changes, new diets, intense routines, endless productivity hacks, Japanese culture quietly takes a different path. Instead of relying on willpower or chasing overnight success, they focus on micro habits, tiny, almost invisible actions woven into daily life. These habits are so subtle, most outsiders never even notice them. But over time, they compound, creating a level of discipline, energy, and focus that seems almost effortless. This is the hidden advantage, the secret code that separates the average from the optimized. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter, with habits so small they're impossible to fail. And the best part? Anyone can start, no matter how busy or overwhelmed you feel. Let's break down the 8 tiny Japanese habits that can quietly transform your life, starting today. This isn't just hype or internet folklore. There's real science and cultural proof behind these habits. Japan consistently ranks among the top countries for life expectancy, mental sharpness, and workplace productivity. Studies from the World Health Organization and Harvard have linked Japanese daily routines to lower stress, better focus, and even longer, healthier lives. It's no coincidence that Japanese students regularly outperform their global peers, and that Olympic athletes from Japan credit these micro habits for their mental resilience and discipline. These aren't just traditions, they're proven systems, quietly powering some of the world's most successful people. If you've ever wondered how the top 1% seem to operate on a different level, this is your answer. Ready to see what the top 1% in Japan do differently? Let's dive in. Here's the best part. These 8 Japanese habits aren't complicated, expensive, or reserved for the elite. They're simple, practical, and designed to fit seamlessly into any lifestyle, no matter how busy or overwhelmed you feel. You don't need special tools, apps, or hours of free time. All you need is the willingness to start small and stay consistent. Each habit is a tiny shift, but together they create a system that can completely transform your focus, energy, and results. Here's habit number 1, and why skipping it could be your biggest mistake. Let's start with a habit so simple it almost sounds too easy to work. In Japan, it's called the 1-minute rule, or ichikan.
Here's how it works. Whenever you're faced with a task you want to avoid, studying, cleaning, replying to emails, you commit to doing it for just 1 minute. That's it. 1 minute. No pressure to finish, no expectation to be perfect. Just start. Why does this work? Because the hardest part of any task is simply beginning. By lowering the barrier to entry, you trick your brain out of procrastination mode and into action. And once you start, you'll often find yourself going far beyond that first minute. This tiny habit is the secret weapon of Japanese students and professionals who never seem to fall behind. But what about energy? That's where the next habit comes in. Here's a habit that might surprise you with its simplicity and its power. In Japan, it's common to start the day by stepping outside and soaking up the morning sun, even if it's just for a minute or two. This isn't just tradition, it's backed by science. Morning sunlight triggers your body's natural clock, instantly boosting your energy, sharpening your focus, and setting you up for better sleep at night. Studies show that just a few minutes of sunlight can increase serotonin levels, making you feel more awake and positive all day. It's a tiny ritual, but it's one of the reasons Japanese students and professionals are known for their calm energy and resilience. Miss this habit and you're missing out on one of nature's most powerful performance enhancers. Now let's talk about the Japanese secret to laser-sharp focus. Here's a productivity hack with a uniquely Japanese twist. While you might have heard of the Pomodoro technique, working in focused sprints with short breaks, Japanese students and professionals elevate this with the tea break. After a burst of deep work, they pause for a few mindful minutes, sipping green tea or even just water. This isn't about caffeine, it's about ritual. The act of stepping away, breathing, and savoring a simple drink resets your brain, reduces stress, and prevents burnout. It's a small, almost sacred pause that signals your mind to recharge and refocus. This habit keeps Japanese workers sharp and creative even during long days. If you skip these mindful breaks, you risk falling into the trap of endless, draining work with none of the results. But how do they stay so organized? The next habit is shockingly simple. Imagine ending every day with a clean slate, literally. In Japan, there's a powerful tradition called Osoji, which means a quick, intentional tidy-up before bed. Just 5 minutes spent clearing your desk, putting things in order, or wiping down your space. It might sound small, but this nightly reset does more than keep things neat. It signals to your brain that the day is complete, reduces stress, and primes your mind for a fresh, focused start tomorrow. Research shows that a clutter-free environment boosts mental clarity and productivity. Japanese students and professionals use this micro-habit to stay organized and ahead, while most people let mess and chaos quietly drain their energy. Skip this and you're missing out on one of the simplest ways to transform your mindset overnight. But Japanese discipline isn't just about the environment, it's about the mind.
Here's a habit that transforms your mind as much as your mood. In Japan, many people end their day with a simple kansha ritual, quietly reflecting on 3 things they're grateful for. It could be a small win, a kind word, or even just a moment of peace. This isn't just feel-good advice. Science shows that practicing gratitude rewires your brain, making you more optimistic, resilient, and less stressed. Japanese students and professionals use this nightly habit to build mental strength and emotional balance, even during tough times. It's a tiny shift, but over time, it creates a powerful buffer against negativity and burnout. Most people overlook this, chasing bigger changes and missing the quiet transformation happening in their own minds. Ready for a habit that can literally change your body language? This next habit is all about embodying discipline, literally. In Japan, it's common to take a seiza moment, sitting upright on your knees or simply straightening your back for just 1 minute. This isn't just about tradition or etiquette. Research shows that posture directly affects your mood, alertness, and even your self-confidence. By practicing this tiny ritual, Japanese students and professionals train their minds to associate good posture with focus and self-respect. It's a micro reset that signals to your brain, I'm present, I'm disciplined, I'm in control. Most people slump through their day, letting their body language drain their energy and motivation. But with this simple habit, you can instantly shift your mindset and stand out from the crowd. But what about discipline with food and energy? Here's a habit you've never heard of. Here's a habit that goes far beyond the plate. In Japan, there's a powerful principle called hara hachi bu, which means eating until you're about 80% full, never stuffed, never sluggish. This isn't just about portion control, it's a science-backed way to boost energy, sharpen focus, and even extend your lifespan. Studies show that people who practice hara hachi bu have lower rates of disease and higher mental clarity throughout the day. While most people eat until they're completely full, then crash, lose focus, and feel tired, Japanese students and professionals use this habit to stay light, alert, and ready for anything. It's a subtle discipline that pays off in every area of life, and it's one of the quiet secrets behind Japan's reputation for longevity and productivity. And finally, the habit that ties it all together. This final habit is the invisible thread that connects everything you've learned so far. In Japan, there's a philosophy called Kaizen, which means continuous, tiny improvement. Instead of chasing perfection or waiting for the perfect moment, Kaizen is about making small, consistent upgrades, one step, 1% better every single day. It's the mindset that turns micro habits into unstoppable momentum.
This approach is why Japanese students, athletes, and professionals rarely burn out or give up. They know that real transformation isn't about giant leaps. It's about steady, almost effortless progress that compounds over time. Most people get stuck waiting for motivation or a big breakthrough, but with Kaizen, you're always moving forward, always evolving. But what happens when you start living like this? Let's talk about your new identity. Now imagine the difference between the average person, constantly tired, distracted, and overwhelmed, and someone who quietly lives these 8 Japanese habits. The top 1% aren't superhuman. They're just consistent with the small things that most people ignore. They wake up energized, move through their day with focus, and end each night feeling accomplished and at peace. Their confidence isn't loud, but it's unshakable. By adopting these habits, you're not just changing your routine, you're stepping into a new identity. You become the kind of person others look up to, the one who always seems to have it together. Imagine how your life could look in just 30 days. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. You wake up feeling refreshed, not groggy. Your mind is clear, your energy is steady, and you move through your day with a quiet confidence. Tasks that used to overwhelm you now feel manageable, even easy. You're focused, organized, and people start to notice the difference. You're no longer catching up, you're ahead of the curve, building momentum every single day. All of this sparked by a handful of tiny Japanese habits that quietly reshape your life from the inside out. But none of this happens unless you take action, starting now. Now it's your turn. Out of these 8 tiny Japanese habits, which one will you start with today? Don't just watch, commit. Drop a comment below with the habit you're choosing and why. Your decision might inspire someone else to take their first step too. Remember, real change starts with a single action. Don't let this be just another video. Make it the moment you begin your transformation. Ready to join the movement? Remember, it's the smallest habits that create the biggest changes. If you found even one of these Japanese secrets valuable, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I'm sharing even more hidden methods in upcoming videos. Share this with a friend who needs a boost, and don't forget to like if you're ready for your own transformation. Small habits, massive difference. Your transformation starts now.